Howdy, everyone. Thanks for being here. Today is Tuesday, June 15th. The time is 8:31 a.m. The purpose of this meeting is to canvass and approve a resolution of the official runoff of the election results from June 5th. In accordance with our election laws, only 2 council members are required to constitute a quorum. Therefore, having a quorum present, I call the meeting to order. Item number 2, consider approval of a resolution canvassing the returns of the municipal runoff election held on June 5th, 2021, and declaring the results for Council Place 3 and authorizing the mayor to sign. Mr. Hager, would you please read into the record?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The Council will consider a resolution of the City Council of the City of Coppell, Texas, canvassing and declaring the results of the June 5th, 2021 runoff election for Council Member Place 3 to fill an unexpired term and providing for an effective date. Whereas it is hereby found and determined that the notices of the general election were duly given in the form, manner, and time required by law, and that said elections were in all respects legally held and conducted in accordance with applicable laws of the state of Texas and the proceedings calling and governing the holding of such election, and whereas it is found that no one received the majority of votes cast at said general election and a runoff election was called between the 2 candidates receiving the most votes, and whereas the runoff election and early voting thereof occurred as called and prescribed by the Texas Election Code, and whereas it is imperative to consider the returns of the runoff election held on June 5th, 2021 for the purpose of electing and hereinafter named official before the qualified voters of the city, and whereas the returns of said runoff election have been duly and legally made and submitted to the City Council for canvassing and a tabulation of the returns for the polling places and for early voting as canvassed and tabulated by this governing body, and whereas the returns for the Council Member Place 3 for an unexpired term received a majority of votes cast and the results in the runoff election of said candidate for said position, and now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Coppell, Texas, that after examining said returns and opening and canvassing of the votes of said election for Council Member Place 3, and the results of said election are as follows. This is your last chance, Don. Section 1. That the following number of votes cast for the following named candidates for the office of Council Member Place 3, unexpired term, to wit: Don Carroll, early voting, 1,311. Election day votes, 490. Total votes, 1,801. Devin Bernstein, early votes, 962. Election day votes, 548. Total votes, 1,510. It appearing that Don Carroll received a majority of votes, is hereby declared duly elected to the City Council of Council Member Place 3 to complete an unexpired 3-year term, subject to the qualifying and taking the oath of office as provided by the laws of the state of Texas. Section 2, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its passage. Duly ordered by the City Council of the City of Coppell, Texas, signed this 15th day of June 2021, signed by Mayor Wes Mays and attested by Ashley Owens, City Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Hager. Do I have a motion, gentlemen? Mayor Pro Tem Hill.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve item 2.
Thank you. And a second? Thank you. Second by Councilmember Nevels. All in favor?
Nevels Hill, the motion carries.
Mr. Carroll, welcome to the Coppell City Council. There being no further business before this council, the time is 8:35 a.m. and we are adjourned.